Hello everybody, and a very warm welcome to you all to today's vlog. Wash day nightmare. You know the situation. You put your cushion covers in to wash, your cream coloured ones with your red coloured ones, and you think that they'll be nice and colour fast. So you put them in, put the wash on, and the cream ones come out pink. An unintended colour change, but never fear. For when you have everyone's favourite wash day hero, Dr. Beckman, at hand, all is most certainly not lost. There is a show that I have gotten into watching by the name of Extreme Couponing. Now, if you are wondering what this programme is all about, let me regale you with the key facts. Essentially, it's about people who refuse, point blank, to pay full price for anything when they do their shopping. So what they do, you see, is they get stacks and stacks of magazines, newspapers, all sorts of things, and from those magazines and newspapers they cut out the manufacturer's money off coupons that you get for all kinds of food products and beauty products and what have you, you name it, across the supermarkets of the US. And essentially then they work out when things are on sale and then take a whole bundle of these coupons in and buy stupendous amounts of food and basically stock up really quite impressive stockpiles, it has to be said, in their garages, basements and so on, but end up paying what would normally be, you know, something like a $600 or $700 food bill for the mere price of something like $50 or even less. Sometimes it even goes into the negative, so that the store actually owes them money because they've used their coupons rather so well. So it got me thinking, is this possible in the UK? And the answer is kind of yes, because basically I haven't seen very many manufacturers' coupons, I have to say. So that, you know, it'd be like Heinz giving out coupons for their product that will be acceptable in all supermarkets. Doesn't tend to be the case, at least I haven't seen any. What, however, we do get is things like the Tesco magazine, in which one can cut out a whole load of coupons and use them in conjunction with a sale price to get money off. So that is what we are trying to do. We are trying to coupon UK style, if it's possible. One thing I have yet to ascertain, it must be said, is when they say on these coupons that they're good for one transaction only and that you can't use more than one for the same transaction, does that mean one product or one overall purchase? The truth is, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to ask customer services, but that makes me laugh. You'll laugh at this. Bless. I went to Tesco's customer service and I said to them, I don't see any copies of your magazine anywhere. Where might I find that? I got the answer, we don't have such a magazine. I said, you do have such a magazine because I've seen it online. They said, oh, we used to have that in the shop. We haven't had that for a long time. So I said, okay, fair enough. Well, do you have any kind of magazine? I said, yeah, we've got this thing for electronics. So, oh, go on, give me a copy of that then. Oh, we haven't got any more of them either. We don't do them anymore. Bless. So I said, okay, well, that's a bit of a shame, because it would have been quite fun, you know, the old retail adrenaline going, cutting out your coupons and whatnot. Anyway, so the other day we were shopping, and, you know, just by the exit, guess what we should see? But a big stack of Tesco magazines. So we took them. Not the whole stack, don't get me wrong, about 5 or 6 of them. And from those, this weekend, I proceeded to carefully cut out as many useful coupons as I could find. And the result then was a rather pretty little fan of coupons, which I artistically arranged on the table in front of me. I thought, you know, they're all clipped together with multicoloured paper clips. Why not? So they're now in my bag, and you know, since we go to Tesco's every evening pretty much to get our food, let's see if tonight on our trip around Mr. Tesco's emporium of food and other things, we can find some use for our coupons that could bring our shopping trip down to nothing. And maybe Mr. Tesco can even owe us some money. So we got our cats something we thought they might quite like. A comfy, plush, dark brown, fluff-covered cat bed in which they can go inside and snuggle up on a very soft, downy cushion and, you know, have a sort of... Because we all know cats like to go inside things and sit inside things and sort of have this little space to themselves, and, you know, that's just the cat way, so we thought they'd love that. They love it. Do they, Nick? Jake, our youngest, would go in today, but only if two conditions were met. Firstly, the cushion, the most comfortable part of the whole cat bed, had to not be inside, but in fairness, for him to actually fit in comfortably, the cushion does take up about a third of the available space, and he's quite a big pussy cat. The second condition was that he be gently coaxed inside, and he settled for what seemed like a comfortable sleep, so he thought, oh, let him sleep now. Come back in the room, 5 minutes later, he's sitting outside the cat bed again with his tail in it. Honestly, Jake, what you like? There have been, it seems to me, quite a few, shall we say, mysterious things that have been happening recently that have got into the news. First of all, these strange sounds that people have been hearing in the sky, which it seems are to do with the Earth's electromagnetic field. I would say that theory is the most likely one, but you know, who knows? But that seems to be the reason. In case you've not heard that story, that's the sort of sounds of almost like a trumpet-like sound, or a grating metallic sound that seems to come from everywhere, and yet nowhere at the same time, because no one can ever pinpoint the source. Well, at 1 a.m. on Saturday morning, over in the US, residents of Indiana and neighbouring states reported seeing a huge, bright, white-blue fireball basically coming down from the sky. And according to the American Meteor Society, this event, which has been witnessed by many, many, many people all at the same time, which is always a good thing when you're investigating things like this, is the 13th such occurrence in this year alone. Now, that's somewhat interesting. Of course, it's very likely to be a piece of meteorite, or maybe just a piece of satellite that's come down from space at a wafty angle and ended up burning up somewhat ferociously in the Earth's atmosphere, as objects have a tendency to do. Right, I have to say, I think I now have an official favourite film ever. And it might not be what you'd think, because I'm very science fiction oriented, very Doctor Who, very Star Trek, and so you'd think it would be one of the Star Trek films. And whilst the Star Trek films are very good, right, it's not one of them. It's actually a classic, an absolute classic in my opinion, from 1983, starring a very young Matthew Broderick. It is War Games, of course, the classic film in which a young computer-savvy kid manages to hack into the government's mainframe and nearly triggers World War III. The only sort, that's, you know, it could only happen, couldn't it, in a Hollywood film? Well, it does. And I think I've now seen War Games at least 4 times, but it is just such a good film. You know how films that were made in the 80s, and I don't know if this is just me, but they all seem to have a real kind of feel-good factor about them, you know, that kind of... There's a real sense of camaraderie among the cast. No, I mean, not in every single case, but you get that sort of smile factor out of them. Well, this is definitely one of those. It's got high tech, it's got high school, if I can put it that way, and a bit of fantasy chucked in for good measure. Plus, stiff military types getting terribly cross and putting people on wanted lists and all sorts of stuff. So it's kind of a cross between a thriller, a teen film, and a technology sci-fi film, basically. So I like it. Now you may recall there was a sequel to War Games quite recently called War Games: The Dead Code. It was a direct-to-DVD film, and I've seen it as well. It just wasn't quite War Games. Well, it was War Games, obviously, because it drew on the storyline of the original film. But War Games features a central computer called Opera, War Operations Planning and Response, and inside that computer is a program, an operating system called Joshua. Now, I'm not going to give you too much, because you really do need to go and see the film. It's very good. But Joshua does feature in the sequel, alongside a computer imaginatively called Ripley. See, I will spoil the sequel for you. I have no problem doing that. Ripley, as in aliens. So, yes, some films just shouldn't have sequels made, I reckon, because sometimes the first one is so good that it doesn't need a sequel. So a short drive later, relatively short, and we are now in Balboa Park in downtown San Diego to see the San Diego Zoo, the sister or brother, if you like, of the safari park. Now we're going to get on the Skyfari, so it's called. Basically it's a chairlift from here to the other end of the zoo and walk back, so to speak. See all the animals. After all, that's what you come to the zoo for. For this gazelle, it is evidently lunchtime. Doing my very best impression of the venerable Sir David Attenborough. Arctic fox. Red panda, I believe. Sleeping in a tree. Not sleeping, obviously. Awake in a tree. Minding his own business. Hello. Hello. Sleepy kitty. It's an Asian leopard, this one.
Oh yeah, there's one in front of them. I want them to see the one that's in full view. Left hand side and his front. There's one also behind it. That's the one I saw. These animals were rescued.
So tired last night, Mom. They drained the pool. That's how little they Oh yeah. Look at Tiny.
Left side.
Where is the bear? Where's the bear? I missed his comment happening. He's so cute.
In a tunnel. Oh wow, you go in front. Down the water park. Okay. Escalator thing here. I'm gonna come back down to Cantrell and we're done.
Well, one and all, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today. However, fear not, for we shall be back again next week. But until then, whatever you do, do take care of yourselves for the next week. And bye for now.